Hello, happy Wednesday. Sorry, I am running a smidge behind. Um, I was trying to get myself ready. So today I thought that we would do kind of a fun shaped card using the coffee cup swirls add-on and the Lovely Layers coffee cup. This is one of my favorite from the newest release. Let me just check and make sure that everybody can hear me. Oh, there's a lot of you that are like, I'm gonna have to catch the replay. I totally get it. All right. Oh, Julie's missing her workout to be here with us. Let me grab some paper. All right. So when you have a hi Dawn. When you have a die that you want to turn into a shaped card, there's kind of like two different ways that you can do it. I will show you how to do both, I think. And then this stamp sentiment is like it's made to look like handwriting, so that way you can like stamp it on the side of your cup and it looks like, you know, your barista wrote it on there. So I am going to take me off because we don't need to see me, we just want to see the product. Okay, so this, I'm putting them all together as if they are all together, but so this is one set, and then this is the add-on to go with that. These are the swirls that you would see like in a clear cup, and then the little whipped cream, and then the sentiments like I said before. So oh, Lori, I didn't make these labels. My sister did. My sister made these labels because she loves me. And she is awesome. All right. So I'm going to cut my cardstock here at 5.5. And I have to double check it. I just want to double check to make sure, yeah, that we're going to be good. Okay. So, oh, Dawn's doing her nails. Girl, it is a struggle some days. All right, so 4.25, and then this should fit on here, and then we should be able to do any of the accessories. Okay. So this one, I can't be trusted to keep track of my own supplies. Does anybody else feel that way? I just had it the other day because I needed to use it for a card. What am I looking for, you might ask? My bone folder. That is what I'm looking for. And the sad thing is I have more than one. I have at least 3, I think. Okay, well, I am going to use this trimmer to make my score. So this Spellbinders trimmer comes with 2 blades. This is the scoring blade, and then it also has a cutting blade. So I'm going to score this at 4.25. Okay. And you can see that puts that line right down the middle. Okay. And then we're going to lay out our die cuts. Lately, I've been trying to do this like before we're together. but today was just not my day. Today it just didn't work out. All right. Okay. So this is like the little cup warmer, and then this is like if you want to put like a detail layer on the cup, like make it fancy, you can put that, or it could be the inside of your coffee cup. And then I need my lid components. Okay. I'm not gonna do, this is the straw and this is the stopper. These are like to go over your stopper. I'm not going to use those, and I'm not going to use this kind of domed piece. And then from this, I'm actually only going to use the whipped cream. All right. That should be that. And then this is our, I need the tapes to hold everything in place. All righty. Does anybody else try to reuse their tape like 600 times? I always try to use and reuse it till like it has absolutely no stick left. I think it's like the cheap side of me. Just a good old cheap chicken over here. All right. And my daughter calls them stickers, and she's always trying to use them. But at least she takes the ones that are off my desk that have already been used once, right? All right. Just trying to find all my pieces parts. See, this is like the boring part that I always cut out of videos. Yeah, see, you guys are just like me, even when there's fuzz all, all over it. Mine isn't usually fuzz, Kim. Mine's usually dog hair. I was doing, what was I doing the other day? I was filming something in my video, and I was like, man, I hope they know that's dog hair. Okay. And then this piece. Alrighty. Let me grab my where I do not know at the moment where I have set my magic mat, so I guess this is just going to be what I'm using right now. Don't be rude. Okay. There we go. We have not seen Brandon in here, but he typically gives me a hard time about my die cutting plates, rightfully so. They are a bit old and beat up, but as previously stated, I am very cheap, and until they break and are literally no longer useful, I will continue to use them. Okay. So let's take our pieces parts over here. And I do need for one of them, I do need the second part of this. I need 2 of those cups. So I'm going to put that over here. And is there anything else I need another of? I don't think so. Will I regret it if I don't cut out another like banner piece in the middle? Maybe. Maybe I will. Okay. We're going to do this. See, this little piece of tape's already given it up. No, sir. No, ma'am. Stay on there. All right. I'm trying to get them lined up so they're not all janky. Yeah, see, you guys all have plates that are a little crazy. Dawn, if your plates are pristine, I don't trust you. Yeah, if your plates are pristine, like, you're not crafting. Come on now. All right. So here, my straws, my lids, my little stopper, that second piece of my coffee cup, and then we're going to do our first way to do our shaker. So our first way to do our shaker, we are going to, this piece here that we already scored. I would normally do this with a bone folder, people, but I can't find mine. So you just have to trust that. So we're going to fold it in half. This is the folded edge. Okay. Then we're going to take our die and let it overhang that folded edge just a little bit. Okay. So we're not, can you see how there's a gap? So we're not going to cut all the way the entire die. We're going to let that edge overhang. And that is going to be way number 1. I also just realized that I need a third thing. I need a third top coffee. All right. So now let's do this one. Okay. So this one does work to give us that shaped card. Let me take this off. My tape is ripping. See, I've used it. I've loved it too many times. Too many times I've loved it. There we go. All right. So this does work to create our shaker or our shaped card. But obviously it's not 100% the shape because we have to let it overhang. So that we would put this piece on here, they would get glued down, and that would become our shaped card. I am going to cut another one of these. Quickly, off screen. I was Brandon's here. Brandon, I was just talking about you, how you would give me a hard time about my plates. And here you are to give me a hard time about my plates. I have no doubt. See, look, he's already doing it. There's quite a difference between pristine plates and Kelly plates. Yep. Kelly plates, if they're not cracked, and sometimes even if they are, honestly, we're using them. All right. So I am going to cut, and just because I feel like maybe I might want it, I'm not 100% sure if I do or not. I'm going to cut these other ones too. Just the lid, I think. And No, Kelly, just commit and do it. You don't need the straw though. All right. This is a rule that I learned from Dawn a long time ago because she is smart. And I used to complain about my die cutting, being like, girl, it's not for me. And she was like, listen, just die cut everything that you need and then some, and then cut extras when you're doing your die cutting. And then that way you'll have your pieces. You won't have to go back and get out all your stuff and do all your die cutting again. And it will make it easier for you not to hate it. And typically she is correct. Hi, Lisa. Yours have to be semi-flat. You can't stand it if they're buckled. You mean like so? Like this half moon I have going on here? I keep thinking I'm going to use the Jennifer Maguire trick of like boiling them and stuff because that will make them go back flat. But that seems like a lot of effort, quite honestly. I don't have that much effort to put in. All right. There we go. Lori is correct. Like normally I would flip mine over, but my plate is dirty and it needs to be cleaned. So if I flip mine over onto my white cardstock, it leaves marks because it needs to be cleaned. All right. I just cut a bunch of extras just in case. Just in case. All right. Okay. Let me sort my pieces apart. You guys know that I do love to sort them so that I know what I'm working with. That's my little stopper. I think this is just the outside middle of that lid piece. I don't think that's something that we actually need. Okay, so let's do that. And then here is, I needed that top piece for that one. Tape, tape, tape. All right. And I only have one of those because I don't know yet what I'm going to do with it. And then these pieces. Did I not? No, I did. I was like, did I not cut a second base of the lid base? But I did. All right. So these are pieces I don't need. All right. There's these two, these two, these two. You know, I like to sort. See, Brandon, I'm letting people know it's normal. You're welcome, Lisa. All right, here we go. So now we need to figure out how we are going to color them. See, like this would be like your, I'm pretty sure this is like your coffee inside your cup. Or, I mean, you could use it maybe as a decorative thing if you wanted to make it different colors. I don't think we need this piece. I think we just need this piece. And then we'll do this for the one that is the iced coffee. We won't put all of that. We won't put that on there, I don't think. We'll just do this. And then the little with the straw. Okay, and that'll be one. And then for our hot coffee, Dewey. Hello, Deb. Okay, so we need a vote. Do we want to do one? This one I'm going to do like as a cold coffee with no lid. This one we can do as a hot coffee with the lid. So you guys can see kind of how that whole thing comes together. It goes like this, and then like this, and then it has these dimensional kind of pieces parts here. So one cold, one hot. I feel like that's a good balance. Dawn, I totally love this set. Or we could do it as a hot coffee with just the whipped cream, and it would be a smaller. Oh, I forgot the stopper. Okay. What do we see? And then this is the little stopper. That's darling. Okay. It's making Dawn want a frappuccino. All right. What do we think here? I think we should do one hot and one cold. Julie, look, you could be doing a make along. All right, let's do one hot and one cold. Okay. I need a sip of my own beverage. Okay. So we're obviously going to color ours because I have die cut them all out of white. Not that I couldn't. I mean, I guess I could ink blend them. I'm just trying to think this through. Okay. You know what? I said I didn't want that piece, but maybe I would want that piece for the inside. Maybe of this one. Okay. Anywho. All right. I do have some Starbucks iced coffee Nespresso pods. Maybe if I blend it with ice, it will be like a frap. So I do mine in my Magic Bullet, but I do mine with like protein powder. All right. I feel like we have been using our Olos a lot lately, so I am going to go with the Copics today. I like to try to make sure everybody's equally represented. So I'm going to do the sleeve. These are the brown items here, like the little coffee inside the cup. Is that right? The little coffee inside the cup? I think so. Yeah. And then the sleeve. I'm going to do like a more traditional, like cardboard sleeve. All right. Okay. Did you guys see? I shared it in the group because it was so hysterical. Did you guys see my husband's little video that he put together last night? I'm going to zoom in. Boop. There we go. Did you see the little video that he put together last night where he was reading my blog post and saying like, this is how I sound? Oh my gosh, it was hysterical. He's a funny man. He is a funny, funny man. He tells me all the time when I do my my voiceovers that I sound like a Valley girl. So that is how he John, it's on my Instagram, but I did share it in the Facebook group for Honeybee because it was so funny. And I figured since you guys have to listen to me talk all the time, you would also think it was very funny. Oh, yeah, my little jelly bean was in there. Like, what is he doing? So the whole thing started because we were talking about blog posts, And there was a company that had reached out to me about maybe doing some work, and one of the things that they were looking for is blog posts. And I was like, dude, I can't go back. I can't go back to doing blog posts. And so my son was like, why? It's like 4 words. And I was like, if you think that my cards can be explained in 4 words, like, you, sir, are not paying attention to the cards that I am making. And so my husband was like, well, if it's just 4 words, go on mommy's blog and narrate one for us. Go ahead and read it, just those 4 words. So it was supposed to be a teaching moment. And I said to him, I was like, how did this turn from teaching our son to appreciate the hard work that goes into my job into you poking fun at me, sir? And he was like, well, because I have to enjoy it too. It was very funny. Yes, it was basically a Kelly roast. It was very funny. Because he even, like, he was reading the blog post, and then he even went like, anywho, sniffle, allergies. And I was like, that is true, but I can't help it. That is true, but I cannot help it. Okay. So there's my little sleeve. This clearly needs to be refilled. Am I going to do that right now? Absolutely not. Am I going to try to find another color to blend it in? Yes, I am. Yeah, roasting is his love language. That is 100% true. All right, so those I think are done. I think this one I want to do white because I think it would be fun to do a colored cup with like a white holder. So they look a little different. Know what I'm saying? There we go. Another YouTuber had her hubby do a voiceover for a short video she made. It was hilarious. So I have tried multiple times to get my husband to voice over one of my videos, because I do think that it would be hysterical. He did one where he made his own card and then he did the voiceover with me, but that is when we were just starting dating and he was on the cell. So like he would have basically done anything. He would have basically done anything that I wanted him to. But now that we're married and he no longer has to be selling himself, I don't know if he's willing to. Yesterday, several people in my Instagram messages were like, oh, he should do that. And I was like, see, like, give the people what they want. They want you to do a voiceover. And he was like, if I do one, like, then story time is whatever I want it to be. And you have to post it no matter what it is. And I was like, ooh, I don't know if I don't know if I can agree to that. Alrighty. And this is just a colorless blender. Just to go back in and kind of lighten that up. On the cell. Yeah, that is what I call it. Like when you first start dating somebody and they're on their, like, you're in the honeymoon phase, they're just selling themselves like a used car salesman. All right, 1, 3, 5. Where's the 5? Here it is. Okay. So I'm going to use the warm grays for my whipped cream. And there is that one. And I need more tea. And all right. So you can see, right, that there's embossed lines in there. So I am just going to kind of follow along these embossed lines, because I feel like if I try to do something different than what's already there, it's going to be very apparent. So, and then this one starts to curve like up. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, everybody does it. Yeah. Everybody does the selling themselves. Women are just as guilty of it as men. That's just what I refer to as that stage of the relationship. Okay. And just going back over those with the W3. I'm going to hit these little indents here. And some of these, like these little wider areas, I'm going to add like a little C shape there to help make them look a smidge more round. Okay. Oh, Dawn is so funny. As a girlfriend, if it doesn't hurt, it's not cute. As a wife, if it ain't comfortable, I ain't wearing it. So I mean, for the most part, my like dressing of like stayed the same until I started working from home by myself. Like now I'm just like a swamp witch. Like honestly, the most ready that I get is when you see me on here. And even then, that is like a third of what I used to wear when I went out in the public. Now, no, I can't be bothered. Yes, Kim, exactly. My clothes, my son considers all my clothes pajamas at this point. Same. Yes. I am here for the pajama clothes. All right. So for this one was the whipped cream. I'm going to do the lid and the hot lid, not the cool lid. No, well, yeah, the hot lid. Am I? What am I doing? No, I'm going to use the cool. Okay. Sorry. Okay. For the cool, sorry, I'm bumping my phone where I can see my comments. All right. So for my cool, I just need these two pieces. I don't need these two pieces. So this is going to be a little bit darker back there. And then when we come around the edge here, it will be a little bit darker. So I'm just going to follow along this line. This piece underneath it, like I'm not worried about that because that's this piece over here. So that will go right on top. And then so I don't know. You guys know if you watch my videos that my daughter is like a big Taylor Swift fan. And she has just come out with a new album. I have that song stuck in my head, that the fate of Ophelia, but not because I am watching Taylor Swift, and definitely not because my daughter is, because this album is very clearly for adults, not for my little ones' ears. But in my algorithm, I told this to my husband yesterday. I was like, "Are you seeing this?" And he was like, "No, it's definitely your algorithm." In my algorithm, I am just seeing a whole bunch of people who are who are doing the choreography to the dance in her video. And I am like, what like every like 2 reels is people dancing and recreating her her choreography. I was like, well, this is different. So now I just have the song stuck in my head. Okay, so that's that. And that goes with whipped cream. This goes with this. All right. I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do the brown one with the hot, because I feel like that is kind of more. All right. There's that. And then we got to color the cup. You need an algorithm reset. I want that one. Yeah, just start. I'm telling you, they're out there. Brandon, those videos are out there. So I'm going to use this one to kind of mark where I need to add the shading. Sorry, I gotta set those down. Okay. And then it already has lines in here for where we will add that. So I'm wondering if maybe the cold one, like maybe we should color it like this is clear, and then it has like a little decorative little banner guy around it. Should we do that? That might be kind of fun. That might be fun. Something different. Okay. My algorithm is also, Dawn and I were talking on the phone yesterday, and we were talking about different things, and it was very funny because she was like, FYI, my weight is back to normal, and I was like, FYI, my weight is still high, and like I still haven't lost any weight. It was a funny conversation. So my algorithm also has lots of workout videos in it. What did I do with this 59, folks? Like there's only so many places to set markers. What did I do with it? Is that it? I don't think that's it. That's not it. All right, we're going to have to switch. And we'll go with the 57. Where's this one? There we go. I was going to say this only works if I can find this one needs to be refilled in the 20s family, so that's why I'm not using this one. All right. So I feel like it would be darkest on the bottom, right? Maybe on the sides. A little shadow underneath the lid. Okay. And then this is my mid-tone. I'm not worried about this being super clean because remember, we're going to put that little guy over top of it. So we don't have to worry about it being nice, a nice clean edge, because we do not have to care. Okay. All right. Lisa said her algorithm is animals and what'd she say? All kinds, I get art and all kinds of funny apples. Yeah, that's a good algorithm, Lisa. So this is a little bit warmer. Why do I need to refill all of my markers? I'm terrible. You can hear it like squeaking, like just clinging to life with its fingernails. All right. So, and then if we do this, and you guys know I have to dry fit everything like 100 times to make sure that I'm happy with the way that it is looking. And then, you know, I didn't color one of these for this, but now I think I have to. Now I think I need to. I also need to do the edge with the gray so it doesn't peek through. All right. Yes, Dawn and I are like, some people are not phone people, but because we're old, and and that's what we know. We are phone people. And so we can spend the day together on the phone. And like yesterday, we used to all the time. We used to do the like the FaceTime. I can't think of the word I want. Where we could see each other on video and we would work together. And then obviously some things changed in both of our lives. So we haven't done that in a while. So yesterday we got to do that too, which was nice. Okay. All right, so now this will go here, then this. Yeah, braided, a lot of people prefer texting, but here's the thing. Here's why I'm not a texter. If I'm texting somebody, I cannot be doing anything else because I have to have my phone in my hand and I have to have two hands to text. So that means I have to only be engaged in texting. If I'm on the phone, I can put you on speaker and I can still accomplish other things. All right, so there we go. And then the little peeps that you see are brown. This is a very boring cup, my people. This is very boring. All right, so we cut a straw so we can use that to add some color. What do we do with it? Oh, it fell into the marker abyss over here. All right. So then we have the straw. And you know what I think we should do? All right. I think we should. This set that I chose has these two little guys in here. And let me get an old school block. Nope. This one. Okay. And we are going to decorate our little let me turn you upside down. And then this will be fun. Little pattern on our you obviously could do them individually. We obviously know this is faster, and that is why I'm doing it that way. Very important to stamp off the edge when you are creating a pattern. So that way it appears to continue on. I need to make sure I got the little face. Okay. All right. That is looking much better, much more adorable. And then, now this time I did remember to grab my washcloth. Didn't I? I took it in there. Yes, I did. Okay. Good for me. I was like, I know. I was trying so hard to remember to grab it. All right. And then we'll just do some general yellow, 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 yellow. Oh, it's from the car. I was coloring yesterday, so I think it's actually over here. Yellow and orange. Okay. And then we'll just fill in our little hearts. Any old color. I'm obviously going to do rainbow because that makes me happy. But you also do whatever makes you happy. This one and this one. Okay. And then orange. That is a smiley face. And orange. And my two yellows are going to be right next to each other, but it's going to be fine because at some point we're going to put a sentiment on it. All right. There we go. And then you could even, like, if you wanted it to be like more colorful, you could go in and do like little dots of color. What did I do? I did 3 before, so. So that way it's a little bit more evenly dispersed and it's a little bit more colorful. Let's do one here. Yep, that is Molly. Lori, you are correct. Okay, so that's cute and much more adorable. All right, so let's do our straw purple, I think. So I'm going to use this one. There isn't a right or a wrong way. Just pick one side and make it darker. Okay. I'm not going to color the entire thing because honestly, we're not going to use the entire thing. Like, you're not going to see it, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And then our lightest color. Okay. And then this has this fancy little slit in it. Okay. Coffee. Lid. Excuse me, sir. There you go. Lid. Whipped cream. Okay. All right. So I think that one is very cute. Well, obviously add some more things to it, but, and then do we want to do this one on this base? Yeah, I think that'll probably be fine. Okay. So that's over there. Now, back in here. Got to clean this up or I will inevitably pick it up. All right. So now one of these is going to be our inside piece and one of these is going to be our top piece. So I think we should do our stopper purple And yeah, because don't you think that maybe a purple pink cup or a blue cup? Let's do a blue cup. Did I pull out? Yep, I did. I'm like, have I pulled out these colors? I sure have. And then a B00, B01. Thank you so much, Deb. All right, so this is we're going to go with this color combo because these are kind of like fun colored coffees, especially since we added like the little hearts and stuff. These have become fun. I need this. I need this to mark where my shadow is going to go, even though I could probably eyeball it. Okay. Plus, blue looks really nice with brown. All right, so we're going to add this underneath here, down along the sides, and then next to where this label is going to go. We could do a little flicking in from the sides. There we go. Oh, hi, Corolla. Glad you could make it. All right. I seriously need to. One night when my husband and I are just sitting around watching a show, I need to sit down and just refill all of my markers because I am always playing catch up with them. I used to be really good about it, and then my life got exponentially busier. Okay. And then the lighter one up here. Okay. And then we did the brown. So we want to make sure we get those in there. Okay, so that's how that one's looking. And then I think we will do the stopper purple just for something different. Okay. So this one gives the, like you can see all the embossing. So I'm just going to follow along with that. So there's some darkness there. In order to give my circle a little bit of shape, I'm going to add some darker shading. Oh, hi, Linda. Thank you. And thank you for the reminder to like. Lori, you struggle with refilling pens. I could do, yeah, for sure. I could do a shorter little video on like how would we refill them. All right. Okay, and then the 6. So I'm going to go right over that darker color and extend it out a little bit. Molly, I can't do anything for you right now, my love. What is it that you need? Or your sister just came in here and rudely woke you up, and that's the problem. Okay, and then all right. I think I'm not going to like this. Oh, you're delayed. Congratulations on your grandbaby. But that is exciting. Traveling to see your grandbaby. I'm going to do like a little bit of like a mix here, because I think that will make me like it better, that I'm using 2 different colors. Okay, so that I used the VO4 to add that. I know it looks crazy right now. Hang tight. And now I'm going to use the BO4. And then the BO2. To add. And then maybe I'll do a little bit at the top. Like, so maybe our cup is multicolored. And then the 2. Okay. So then it's like a color. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The cups that you used to have when you were younger, and it would be like a little color fade. You know, like when you put color in it, it would be one color, and when you didn't have color in it, would be another color. Homegirl, I can't do anything for you. You have to go on. Okay, bye, both of you. Both of you. Go, goodbye. Eminem, go. Go on, go lay down. Good girl. Okay. Oh, the lid. I was like, what are we doing? The lid. I got sidetracked by my crazy dogs. Okay. And just for consistency's sake, we're going to use the Cools to do our lid for this one as well. If I can find it. Where is the see-through? Where are you hiding? There we are. Okay. So this is going to be dark because it's set in the back. Bless you. And then this will be dark. Remember, we don't have to care about this bottom part because it's going to be covered. We're just trying to add a little bit of darkness to the bottom. Okay. And then same thing with this one. And then this is the top portion, so this part will be a little bit darker, and it will come around here. And then this piece, we're going to make the top part just a little bit darker. Okay. We're going to go right around there. There's a hair on my ring. Yick. I think I said that in a video recently. Like, to me, there is nothing that becomes more disgusting than hair the moment it leaves your head. I can't. So yicky. Okay. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. Are you okay? Is it because it looks like it's about to rain? Is that what the issue is? Okay. All right, that I think should be good. Let's double check it. Okay, no, this one. And then, no, how does this go? This sits on this. This is why I have to have people. This is why I have to have my layering guides. This goes on top of this, and then this goes on top of this. Yes, that does make good sense. Okay. Right, and then that will sit on top of here with our little stopper. Right? Yes. This seems also very boring. All right, well, we'll worry about decorating that in a minute. Okay, so now let's turn this one into a shaped card. I'm going to back you up just a little bit. So I'm just going to use whatever can I use this piece? I don't know that I can. Okay. So I'm going to cut, this is just like scrap paper. So I'm going to cut this. So this is just like at a 1/2 inch. I just need one of these. Yeah. Then I'm going to score it at 1/4. This piece does not need to be this big, but okay. So then I'm going to fold it. I've scored it. I'm going to fold it. And then I am going to just line it up here. You don't need a huge... The easier way is the way that we did to begin with. But sometimes your die is too big to do that. And like it obviously doesn't cut out the full shape. So let me grab some tape here. So I'm going to put adhesive on one side. Okay. Does anyone remember the little 4-ounce cup with lids and stir and the add-ons to decorate them? I don't think those were Honeybee. I think they were Trinity Corolla. Okay, so now I have adhesive on one side. We want our fold to be facing out. So we're going to line this up with our edge. Okay, so we have one piece that is adhered down. We're basically creating a hinge. And then okay. And now we will line up our top coffee cup here. There we go. And then we have our little hidden hinge. I think I put it up too high. That was my own doing. So let me get in here and trim it so that the cup opens a little easier. There we go. Better. Okay. So then this one would be like the full thing. And then obviously if you don't want the, like your coloring showing, you could put another cup behind there. But then that would create a different kind of shaker card. So now let's get our glues. And put our little guys together. Oh. Okay. That was almost a disaster. All right. So this one goes first. Our little base layer. Okay. And obviously these are also sized so that you know, they don't need to be shaped cards. They could just be this way. I was like, how does this go? So yeah, I'm not going to do it now. But I would put another coffee cup behind there. I would put it together in hindsight. I would put it together first, and then I would put another coffee cup inside there so that it would sit, so that it would be covered up and you wouldn't see all of the pieces parts. I need this to be a little bit lower. There we go. Okay. And then we add the little accessory pieces. Okay. And then this one is the one that we cut out with the fold. So this one just gets lined up. I'm not going to, well, I got to get it lined up first, right? Why are you giving me such a hard time? There, okay. Anyway, what I was saying was I'm not going to completely press that down because I want to be able to stick my straw back there. So I want it to I should have done it before I put it on there. There. And then I can add the adhesive there. I need to make sure this isn't going to make my, yeah, it's definitely going to be too tall. Too tall for my card bait, or for A2 size envelope. So I do need to move it down some. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. I apologize that I am very flustered. My old lady's pacing is making me a little bit apprehensive because I do not know what the issue is. So I may put them together and then do the detail work and share the pictures in the group. Okay. Lids. Molly, baby, what is it? This one. I colored that one and we didn't even need it. Okay. Obviously, you don't need the glue on all of the areas. Okay. Okay. So we have our kind of like cool version, our little iced coffees, and then our hot version, both of them with their shaped cards. I may pull this apart so that I could fix that. But that is though, I'm not going to do the sentiment or any of the detail work because I'm going to try to figure out what is going on with my old lady, but I will pick a winner. You can't, I know you can't even, oh, I'm so close to the desk. You can't even see her because she's right underneath my feet. What do you, baby, you got to scoot. Scoot, 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 scoot. Come on. Scoot, scoot. Scoot, scoot. I don't want to run you over. Okay, good job. All right. So anyway, I will finish them up. I will share pictures over in the Honeybee Facebook group. But let's go ahead and pick a winner. What do we got? Brandon. Brandon is on our design team, so I don't think Brandon can technically win. So I am going to pick another winner. Let's try it again. Okay. It's like they want it to go to somebody on our design team. Dawn can't win either. But I appreciate you guys being so supportive. All right. Nope. Dawn again. Y'all, get out of my lives. No, I'm kidding. Susan Foreman. Finally, a winner. All right. Susan, I know that you're here all the time because you're lovely and very supportive. So everybody's poor Brandon. I know. So Susan, please send Betsy an email at customercare@honeybeestamps.com, and she will get you your gift card, and you can use it now or you can save it for the next release. Speaking of the next release, I don't have a date yet. As soon as I have a date, I will let you guys know. Okay. All right. So I think that is it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm sorry we're not exactly finishing them up, but I will finish them and post them. Okay, I hear you. The boss says it's time to go. So I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you guys later. Bye.